A little-known fact about California is that it's home to a large, hybrid fish farm. Cal Cruz Hatcheries is the proud owner of this fish farm, which is located in California's San Joaquin Valley. Millions of salmon, trout, and other fish varieties are raised here every year. From there, the fish are distributed to the markets and restaurants around the state. In recent years, the farm's negative effects on the environment have been criticized. California's newest fish farm is making headlines due to its gigantic size and hybrid fishes. Over 200,000 tilapia, bass, and catfish call this farm its home. According to the farm's owner, these hybrid fish are more disease-resistant and may grow up to 3 times quicker than regular fish. He also claims that these fish will be more flavorful as compared to traditional seafood. But on the other side, there are many who worry that the farm will have negative effects on the local ecosystem and its inhabitants. There is also concern that the hybrid fish may escape and endanger the native population of fish. According to current evidence, the farm complies with all applicable local, state, and federal laws. Some environmental organizations, however, have called for more regulation of such plants. What are hybrid fish? And what is hybrid fish farming? If 2 fish species successfully breed, the resulting fish is called a hybrid. Hybridization can be possible both in the wild and in controlled settings, such as a fish hatchery, where people introduce new genes to create a different fish species. There are many reasons for wanting to breed hybrid fish. For instance, hybrid fish often exhibit enhanced disease resistance compared to both parent species. These fish may also be more desirable to those who keep aquariums and ponds because of their unusual colors or patterns. On the other hand, there may also be consequences for experimenting with hybrid fish. For instance, offspring of hybrids may not be able to reproduce with either of their parent species. In the event of their release into the wild, these hybrids might pose a threat to the native fish population by eating up a large portion of the available food source. Recently, hybrid fish breeding has risen in popularity as a viable option for fish farmers. This agricultural strategy is more effective and sustainable than either conventional farming or aquaculture alone. Hybrid fish farming is advantageous since it enables farmers to raise many fish species in the same pond or tank. This is made feasible by growing each species in its own portion of the pond or tank, where conditions can be carefully managed. In this way, various species won't have to fight with one another for resources, and everyone will benefit from ideal growing circumstances. Another benefit would be that even if a disease were to strike one sector, the rest of the farm would be spared, since the various species are maintained in their own individual sections. Fish farming has been a source of debate in California in recent years. Some say that fish farms are essential for maintaining a reasonable and reliable seafood supply, while some argue that fish farms are bad for the ecosystem and wild fish populations. Until the growing population and increased demand for seafood in California are adequately addressed, the argument about fish farming is likely to persist. The practice of aquaculture, or fish farming, is gaining popularity as a means of food production. About 90% of the fish eaten in the United States comes from fish farms. Aquaculture is big business in California, and the state leads the nation in the production of popular farmed species, including salmon, oysters, and trout. Hybrid fish farms provide a more environmentally friendly alternative to open ocean aquaculture, which may cause problems including water pollution and the introduction of harmful diseases to native fish and wildlife populations. Land-based hybrid fish farms employ closed-loop water systems to sustainably cultivate fish populations. The environmental effect of these systems may be reduced and water quality enhanced with careful planning. Hybrid fish farms may also improve the quality of their product at the same time they are also better for the environment. California's fisheries gained prominence in the early 20th century. However, by the middle of the 20th century, fish populations had already begun to drop due to overfishing and environmental deterioration. Farmers in the state had then started raising fish in ponds and tanks to ensure the continued success of the fishing sector. California now produces more farmed fish than any other state in the U.S. Tilapia and catfish make up over 90% of the state's aquaculture production. bass, trout, and salmon are a few more important species. The Department of Fish and Wildlife in California is responsible for overseeing the aquaculture industry. As a result of fish farming, much employment has been created in California's rural communities, and the economy has been strengthened. It has also permitted the continuous capture of fish for both commercial and recreational use. What role did new technologies play in enhancing California's hybrid fish farms, and exactly what impact may they have on the economy? The Central Valley of California is where most of the state's fish farms are found due to its favorable environment for fish farming. Warm weather prevails, and the Sacramento-San Joaquin River Delta provides an abundant supply of fresh water. California's fish farms use cutting-edge methods and tools to maximize output while decreasing costs. Recirculating aquaculture systems are used by many farms because of their ability to recycle water and reduce waste. Filters in the RAS systems remove debris and germs from the water, making it safe for the fish to swim through. To fulfill the rising demand for seafood in the future, sustainable production methods, including automated fish farming operated by sensors and artificial intelligence, are being explored. Fish productivity in urban aquaponics facilities is 58 times higher per unit area than in rural settings. Next-gen farms may collect as much as 2,000 tons of fish per hectare per year in a controlled, temperature and humidity-controlled, biologically secure, and antibiotic-free environment compared to the traditional 34 metric tons. Energy efficiency is another area where smart farms excel. When compared to the 25 to 30 kilowatts required by traditional systems, the energy needed to produce 1 kilogram of fish may be as low as 1.5 kilowatts. Because of all these new cutting-edge technologies, farms can now produce more with less input because of recent developments in genetics, nutrition, and other strategies. The employment of cutting-edge technology and sophisticated tools, however, may not appeal to everyone. Technologies used in fish farming also have the potential to have a variety of unfavorable effects on the surrounding ecosystem. For instance, the routine use of antibiotics in fish farms may contribute to the evolution of bacteria that are resistant to such drugs. Along with this, the waste that is created by fish farms has the potential to damage the waters that are nearby. Fish farming may have a detrimental influence, both on the health of wild fish and the health of fish that are farmed. Fish raised on farms are often dosed with growth hormones to increase their development and growth. These hormones may then make their way into the food chain, which can ultimately have an impact on human health. In short, the close confinement of these fish in aquaculture facilities may contribute to the development of infectious diseases. California's hybrid farms have solved many of these problems, but the massive hybrid fish farms in the state still have some issues to solve. So, the state is always improving on technology and means to ensure the safety of both the farms and the ecosystem.